Let's get right into it. The press fruit, or the Zushi Zushi, you know me, most of y'all already know it's strong. I mean, controlling pressure and gravitational forces, I mean, that's no joke. Anyone who's ever watched Bleach knows the power of spiritual pressure. And anyone who's ever been peer pressured understands sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. And here's the thing, even though people respect this fruit and acknowledge that it is strong, hardly anyone ever explains just how deep the power truly goes. Because behind the simple concept of crushing things with pressure lies one of the most versatile, scientific, and absolutely busted powers in all of One Piece. And by the end of this video, you'll see that the press fruit isn't as strong as you think. It's stronger. Probably one of the most complete powers that Oda has ever created. Let's start with what everyone already knows, or if not, welcome to the channel. The press fruit lets its user generate immense gravitational forces or pressure, crushing anything beneath it. Walls, ships, people, it doesn't matter. If it exists, it can be flattened. Gravity does not discriminate. It's raw power, either gradual or instant destruction. Dealer's choice. And because this pressure applies over a wide area, you can lock down or identify multiple targets every single time you use your devil fruit. So yeah, on the surface, this fruit already seems top tier. I get it, you guys are like, yeah, we know it's strong. But that's often where the discussion stops. People go, yeah, it crushes stuff and it's strong. Next. But here is what often gets overlooked. Pressure isn't just a downward force, it's directional. And that one detail changes everything about this power. Because if pressure can be manipulated sideways, inward, or outward, then we're not just talking about a heavy fruit or a power that just weighs things down. We're talking about a devil fruit that can possibly manipulate space itself. So yeah, let's talk about it. When we think of pressure, we're imagining pushing something down, like gravity, you being burdened or buckled and then falling flat on your face. But in physics, pressure can be applied from any direction. This means the user could generate local pressurized fields that control the movement of air, water, or even attacks themselves. For example, they could redirect bullets or cannonballs flying mid-air, giving some sort of pseudo-telekinesis. They could create vacuum zones that suck the air out of an entire area, suffocating or disorienting enemies. Or they can amplify allies' attacks by compressing the space around them. Imagine a Luffy cockback punch being propelled by some gravitational force, or one of Zoro's strikes down being completely amplified by additional behind it. It's one way to support anyone's attack. This fruit isn't just brute strength. It's complete environmental domination. And that's the part that makes the press fruit so interesting. It doesn't just destroy an area, it can completely control an area. Now, let's talk offense, because this is where things get fun. If the user can compress air or any type of material to an extreme degree, they can basically create explosive implosions. Kaboom. Whenever the pressure is released. It's like having a built-in shockwave cannon always on you. And if you can force the pressure into small, minute points, you're not just crushing something, you're piercing it. Changes your complete attack type, because as we know, the Berry no Mi is immune to blunt attacks, but what if I turn my blunt attack into a sharp object, pinpointing it like a laser? This means I can press, I can slice, I can puncture, or I can vaporize targets depending on how precise my pressure is.
Under pressure.
So, depending on how you manipulate the force, you can fight like Whitebeard, like Kuma, or almost like Enel. One fruit, multiple fighting styles. The options are boundless. Plus, pressure can literally be applied everywhere, including underwater and in the air. You can sink ships with a mere thought. No vessel is safe as long as you can see it, or feel it, or even guess where it is, because honestly, you could also create tidal waves. You could literally drown out everything if you wanted to by applying enough pressure to generate a tsunami. No island would be safe if you really wanted to. Plus, you can pull down meteorites, however you want to call it. You can summon enough gravity to force meteors or meteorites down to Earth, completely riddling and devastating any controlled or uncontrolled area. If you don't know what your enemy has, guess what? I bet you they don't have a meteor. Pull down a meteor and clean up afterwards. If you get into a close combat fight, you can create various pressure areas. Let's say this one is like 5 times pressure, this one's like 10 times pressure. Your enemy doesn't know that. They're running full speed and then they're suddenly sluggish. or they stop completely. Or if they're super fast or they teleport in, the 10 times one will cause them to trip up. Have varying degrees so they never get used to a particular thing. You could completely control and lock down the entire field with varying pockets. Also making attacks from marksmen all but mutt, because most bullets aren't predicting what happens when you come down to 10 times additional gravity. And the craziest part, we haven't even got into defensive or movement aspects yet. It's just the offensive power of this fruit is absolutely insane. But let's get into defense. All right, picture this. You're in a fight. Someone comes running at you full force. Sword drawn, hockey blazing. Ah! They got that whole I'm the main protagonist energy about them, right? They come up to hit you and then they can't. Their attack stops right before impact. You see, the user of the press fruit could maintain a thin layer of pressure around their body, like a compact force field essentially. Any physical strike that attacks it gets neutralized instantly because the pressure resists the force equally in all directions. This means no cuts, no impacts, no damage. You're essentially wrapped in an invisible armor made up of the very air itself, granting you a power similar to Gojo's Infinity. And with enough control, you could extend that armor outward, forming pressure walls or domes that completely deflect projectiles for yourself or nearby allies. Or you can use that inversely to create a dome or something to trap an enemy inside. And this isn't fantasy. That's simply applying physics to what we already know about this power and how pressure works. Now, here's something that's not frequently discussed. Mobility. By adjusting air pressure beneath or around themselves, the user could create lift, propulsion, or even air bursts. Basically, you always have your own personal flight system, a step above Geppo or Soru. And when you're up in the air, you are not immediately exposed because you can manipulate the airflow or accelerate attacks by pressuring their launch point. Imagine combining this with observation hockey. Yes, I know we've seen Fujitora do this, but not like this exactly. This gives you a high-speed, pressure-based movement system that kind of looks like teleportation if you use it accurately. In the right hands, this fruit doesn't just make you hit hard and destroy things, it makes you borderline untouchable. Now, why haven't we seen its full potential? I mean, if it's that strong, why have we never seen it used all out? The answer is simple. It's a precision fruit, and ultimately it is being held back by its user. It doesn't reward brute force, it rewards control and awareness. You can't just spam attacks, you need to calculate pressure levels, direction, and stability constantly. Because as we've seen, if Fujitora gets interrupted by an attack, the pressure in a certain area does fade away, so this is an immense amount of focus. It's basically the scientist fruit of the Paramecia world. And in a chaotic fight, maintaining control over vast areas or a singular point is not that easy. But once mastered, the power of this devil fruit is just astronomical. Imagine if somebody like Vegapunk or Law teamed up with this devil fruit. Vegapunk could use pressure to replicate gravity, propulsion, and energy manipulation. Basically turn the fruit into a scientific weapon. We know how good he is with that when it comes to Paramecia's, isn't that right? We'll never forgive you, Vegapunk. And Law could combine his rune with controlled pressure to literally crush enemies or contain them on a molecular level even. That type of precision and pressure would be absolutely ridiculous. Totally busted. That's just the kind of potential the press fruit holds. It's not just strong, it's adaptable, it's scalable, it's terrifying. And Fujitora is a powerful fighter, do not get me wrong. He has immense control over his devil fruit, but he's placed a limiter on himself, blinding himself from seeing the true power he really wields in his hands. So, like Fujitora, I don't think we will ever get to see this fruit ever awaken. So yeah, people already know the press fruit is strong, but now you might realize it's even stronger than you think. Even now, a lot of fans don't realize how much untapped power and potential this truly has. Because pressure isn't just a force, it's control over everything that exists in space. And that makes this one of the most powerful and busted devil fruits in the entire world of One Piece. Next time someone says, oh yeah, this is a strong fruit, look them straight in the face and say, strong. This fruit is borderline earth-shattering. But hopefully you guys learned something. I enjoyed teaching you. It's always welcome to have you guys attend. It's always fun to have these conversations with you guys. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it. Let me know you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or concerns, drop them in the comments section. If you're trying to join the Isekai crew, the Grand Fleet is always recruiting new members. You could just hit one of the buttons somewhere, bring a friend, because why do this journey on your own? If you guys want to see a specific devil fruit cover, let me know in the comment section down below. I have a little backlog because all of you guys keep giving me great ideas on top of the ones I already had, so please feel free to keep those coming. And until next time, thanks for watching.